Uganda's national budget is shrinking, public debt is rising, and election spending is front-loaded, all while key sectors like agriculture, education, health, and innovation face cuts. As the country heads towards the 2026 polls, economists warn that ordinary Ugandans could feel the pinch fast, with more money going to debt repayment, elections, and less to essential services.
We have seen a decline in agriculture. We have seen a decline in tourism. We have seen a decline in technology and innovations. And yet, these are the ATM components. In fact, overall, the ATM components compose only 6% of the entire budget. So if we are looking at 10 growth for growth strategy and we are not financing enough for these key sectors to be able to push the economy high, then probably need to go back to the drawing board.
As of June 2025, Uganda's debt stood at 116 trillion. With another 8 trillion borrowed recently to finance a supplementary budget, rising debt is becoming a problem. A quarter of domestic resources are now spent on interest payments, well above the 3.5% target, necessitating an urgent need for a borrowing plan.
When you hear government is borrowing, be concerned about a number of things, and one of them is, what are we borrowing for? They will say we are borrowing for roads, and that's perfect. We are borrowing for transmission lines. That's perfect and okay. But are we borrowing for budget support? And the budget support includes issues like salaries, pensions. That should concern us. So that's one. Two is, at what cost? Because if you borrow and spending becomes a problem, then it means, and you are spending more of your domestic, it means that you are going to spend less on me, an ordinary person. If drugs miss in hospital, just know that part of that money went to payment of loan. If, today we have been talking about school functionality of schools. If you have a teacher teaching 87 children, that's a rally instead of 52. If you have 7 children sitting on a bench instead of 2, just know that the government money that was supposed to buy an extra bench is being put servicing the loan. For me, those are my concerns.
Despite Uganda's prior commitments to key sectors, budget cuts in health, agriculture, and education could not only reduce access to essential services, but also slow economic development, as economists warn
that the agro-industrialization program has experienced a cut of 20%. That's really a challenge. And agriculture being a driver towards having the 10-fold growth strategy. How will we achieve the 10 growth strategy when we are just reducing the budget allocation to the key program?
For example, when you look at the basic requirement and minimum standards, it says that for every classroom there should be 53 learners. For every toilet facility, what they call that to instance people ratio, it should be 1 to 35. However, for example, right now, the classroom people ratio is about 1 to 77, and this is the standard. There are some schools where you even find that some learners are studying under trees.
Civil society warns that budget cuts coming alongside declining donor funding could derail Uganda's long-term development plans. Rohan Habwe, NTV Business.